It strikes me that, from what I know about you, it strikes me that you believe you're someone who thrives in that situation where you can get local with people, you can be in, bars or restaurants talking to them in the places they live. Is it, as you prepare for these debates, especially ones where it'll be you and 9 other people on stage and, short answers, is it frustrating to then take that same message that given the luxury of a little bit more time with people you feel like gets across versus what you'll be up against next week?
Short answer is yes. It's a very different experience to try to package a really complex policy issue and reflect what you've learned from everyone that you've listened to in America into 60 seconds, and then to attempt to do that while 9 other people are talking over you simultaneously. And yet that's what we've got to do. That's where we are right now. And my task is to come through as strong and clear as possible to define this as a moment of truth. You've got somebody holding mass rallies saying to send them back. 4 members of Congress who happen to be women of color. Someone who is locking up kids in cages, someone who has the deaths of 6 children who are in our care in custody on the U.S.-Mexico border, on his hands, on our conscience. We've got to stand up to be counted right now. And I want to make sure that we come through, and this marks the best period going forward for the United States of America, that we stood up to this challenge, we stood up to this bully, and we revealed ourselves to be an ambitious, aspirational people, defined not by fear, but by our courage and our confidence and the resolve that we show in order to accomplish these ambitious goals.
With, I think, one perspective you have that's really unique is obviously, you're from El Paso, it's a border town. And can you speak to what we might all be getting wrong about the border, not just with how Republicans have treated the situation there, but how Democrats have as well?
Yeah. So El Paso, Texas, my hometown, is connected with Ciudad Juarez, and they form the largest binational community in the hemisphere. There's 3 million of us who are joined, not separated, by the Rio Grande River, speaking 2 languages, coming from these 2 countries that form something greater than the sum of the people or the parts involved. And El Paso is one of, if not the safest cities in America, not despite, but because it's a city of immigrants and asylum seekers and refugees. So what so many people get wrong right now is thinking that Mexico or Mexicans or immigrants are a threat. Their very presence makes us stronger and safer and more secure. And so if immigration is a problem, it is the best possible problem this country could have. It's time that we rewrite our immigration laws in our own image. Never again cage a child. Reunite those families who've been separated. Free every single dreamer from any fear of deportation. And this becomes a stronger, better, more successful country for it.
So,
I like that one. That's cool. Yeah. Thank you all.
Now, you know what's going to happen, though. Now that you did that, someone else is going to use it at the debate before you.
We gave it away.
I do want to ask this. Obviously, it's a crowded field. I do think it's very early, and certainly historically, what we see in polling now is not borne out at the results of any presidential election. We're a ways out. But I think some people have asked, you're obviously this incredibly talented candidate. Certainly those in the Democratic Party said, you're a great congressman. You came really close. Maybe the best use of you isn't here with everybody else because there's all these talented people who are now putting their attention, and obviously only one of them can get a shot. At this, do you ever have doubts and think, oh, maybe this was the wrong thing for me to aim for right now?
No, I never think that. I'm doing what I feel is the most important way for me to contribute to this country's success. Because I don't think that any one person is going to defeat Donald Trump or bring this divided country together again. I think it's really going to take a movement, and a movement that doesn't care if you live in a big city or a small town, if you're an independent, a Democrat, or a Republican, a movement of all of us. And more than 100,000 people have signed up to join this campaign, to volunteer or knock on doors. Hundreds of thousands have donated $5 or $10 or $15. We have the greatest volunteers in the country working their hearts out right now, and they all know that this is a marathon. And there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, but through that we must persist. And it's the only way that we're going to be successful and secure that nomination, defeat Donald Trump, and then meet the ambitions of this country and see these great priorities through once we're in office in 2021.
All right. Well, thanks so much for making the time
for
us.
Yeah, appreciate it, sir.
Stay hydrated out there.